Does my smile confuse you or remind you you're here?
So this is Vazi Naidu is, well, he's beyond my brother, my best friend, my oldest, longest living friend, miraculous. He looks like he's 35, and he's probably about, 2,000 years old?
2,000.
Between your, all of your art forms. So this is Does My Smile Confuse You? And today's show, I haven't titled it, but I'd like to dedicate it to Vazi. And I want to start with just a little bit, because I never do this with the other guests. Nobody gives a little history of their life. But you, on the other hand, is escaping your country. That's worth telling a story, and then your martial arts.
Thank you, Brother Daryl.
Go.
Yeah, I know you from a long time.
Yeah, my whole family.
Yeah, the first time I met your mom
Yeah.
at the bakery in the Palisades.
Yeah.
And she told me that she told you guys, Ronnie and you, that she met this guy that's really interesting at the bakery,
Yeah.
and for you guys to come and meet him.
Yeah, Fozzie was the centerpiece. He had a bakery and he had more than that. It was a sandwich, it was a hangout. Fozzie, way before he got rid of the property, that's a whole nother story, long before the Palisades fires, but he was where everyone came, because being from South Africa and escaping that, and he also had his dojo, his mojo. He had everything there. So people studied martial arts, but they came for his psychology, his philosophy, his warmth, his personality, and most important for our show, his comic sense, his sense of humor, because he knew what he had survived, and he knew about discipline and all the things that it requires actually to develop a sense of humor and a sense of who you are, which is really what you teach and incorporate. Self-awareness, self-knowledge, self-confidence, all the rest of it. So now that we established you were the centerpiece of the Palisades, as I was in my own little way in the world of sports, so we had a real strong bond and connection. We were the honorary mayors.
Yes.
We were just not stupid enough to ever run for any kind of political endeavor. So now began your sojourn from your country.
Well, it was the days of the apartheid, the midst of the apartheid at that time.
Yeah.
And, we weren't allowed to train in the white schools.
In the white schools,
or with white people training with us and
And
stuff
you were
like that.
how old, Foz?
I probably was in my 16, 17 years
Yeah.
at this point. I used to play soccer, cricket, and stuff like that, and the schools were different. We had Indian schools, we had colored schools that were mixed between white and black, and we had black schools and we had white schools.
Right.
So the thing was that every ethnic group had different kinds of schools, because, for example, the white schools were built by them saying, this is where the football field is going to go, this is where the cricket field is going to go, this is where the library is going to go, and all of that, and this is where the playground is going to be, and then they built the school. But for the rest, it was build the school and then decide, where we're going to put this and where we're going to put that. Same thing with the homes or the apartheid area. Mm-hmm. Everybody was segregated.
Yeah.
The best properties were for the whites. The
Geez, that sounds awfully familiar.
Yeah, the best beaches were for the whites.
God.
You know, so
George Carlin, just let me interject. He does a whole bit on how we go bomb brown people of any color.
right,
So,
right,
like,
right.
Yeah.
And it's funny to say that, you know, the Chinese were classified as non-whites like us.
Oh, they made the non-white list.
Yes,
Okay.
and the Japanese were classified as whites.
What?
Yes.
I've never heard that.
Yes, I'm telling you the truth.
That's
It's-
really
and come to find out why, it's because South Africa had trades with Japan.
business as usual.
Business as usual.
Yeah, right.
So, but when I went to, you know, to Japan to train under one of the highest ranked teachers in the world.
And what age was this? That's what I want
This was when I was 30s now, you know.
You were already in your 30s?
I was, yes, already in my 30s, you know. But
So it was 16 or 17 when you left? When did you come to America?
I came to America when I was in my 35s, maybe.
35.
Yeah, in
So you went to Japan first,
Yeah, I went to Japan in 1978.
and that's when you got into...
I got into martial arts before that in South Africa, but we were segregated.
Yes.
But me and my friend Leo Lipinski, who was white,
Right.
and they had a huge high-rise building in the beachfront called Marine Sands, and he had his karate school, but he defied the system
Right.
to allow us to come and train in his dojo in South Africa.
I see.
And when I had my own school, I allowed whites and everyone to come and train in my school.
So you were the pioneer.
Yeah.
You were the first to allow
One of the pioneers
integration
in South Africa, yes.
with the... Yeah. Fozzie, just so I can digress for a moment, is today, present day, travels the world, and he is truly one of the top guru, whatever, sensei, did I say that right? Yes. Sensei, all that, and he speaks, he conducts classes, whether it's 50 people or 1,000 people, it doesn't matter. He lectures and all that stuff. And so what he does is so valuable and so important, especially since we're going to talk about aggression and anger and everything else, that because I've always maintained in most of our shows that every kid should be in sports and arts. It doesn't matter what level, and martial arts, anything and everything, all three of those, which you could put together, because it's sport,
Yes.
and it's discipline, and it's all the things, social, emotional, controlling your rage, your anger, your frustrations. Tell them how good that is for a human being.
Well, the first thing is the discipline in martial arts is supposed to be one of the top for any kid, a teenager, adult, if you're going to the right school.
Yes.
And because I was trained also in Japan, and
then tell me, excuse me for interrupting you, but the Karate Kid, which here in America, everybody can relate to that movie, even if it's 40, 50 years old.
Yes.
You train with...
yes, if you know the Karate Kid, if you watched it, and you know most people do, the Master Miyagi.
Miyagi.
The real Miyagi is the founder of our style.
Of your style.
Yes, and I was fortunate enough to train under Gogen Yamaguchi, who was known as the Cat, because he moved like the cat, he fought like the cat, and he was given the 10th dan by the Emperor of Japan.
Wow.
And he was one of the person that trained under Mr. Miyagi as well.
Yeah.
Yes, so, and I was fortunate to go to Japan in 1978 and be under him. He graded me to 3rd dan in 1978.
Wow.
Yes. So, and I was fortunate enough that he gave me his signed original book, and I still have it.
Wow.
Yes, signed.
Yeah, that's a beautiful history. And how, since this is, Comic Sense, your sense of humor, how long have you known how valuable that is? Because I always talk about humor is what I use instead of my fists or my feet or any of that stuff. Not only that, but humor to me in Comic Sense is a form of discipline you teach, because in your world, you really want to teach people not to use their skills and their ability, but a lot of them want to use it. They want to show that. How do you discipline their mind?
Well, I usually tell them, first of all, I tell them the first thing is you learn martial arts, you learn self-defense, you learn all the things that go with that, the skills and discipline and focus and all of that.
Right.
But you learn to fight without fighting.
To fight without fighting.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the reason every form that we do starts off with a block.
It starts out with a block.
Starts off with a block.
So
Because we don't start the fight.
it's a defensive posture.
Yes.
It's almost like the great Westerns. We
Yes.
grew up, I grew up on Westerns.
Yes.
And it was always a single good guy
Yeah.
fighting the cattle baron, just like you see now in our real world.
Yeah.
Great Westerns, excuse me, great Westerns are a metaphor for our world even today. The cattle baron came in, he bought up most of the town.
Right.
He wanted to control the whole thing. He had all the henchmen. He hired 40 or 50 guns, and then a single Clint Eastwood or Shane or some single gunman
Yes.
comes in and has to put things back in order. You see it now with Jason and all these movies, these badasses that use martial arts
Right.
in every single film.
Yes. I mean,
You know what I mean? But it's not to fight.
No. You learn to fight to avoid fighting.
Yeah.
And that's why every basic in martial arts, you start off with the block. It's because if you wait for somebody to start the fight,
Yeah.
but we are there to finish it.
We well, in a sense, that's what great comedians do.
Yes.
They finish it
Yes.
using their comic sense and humor to tell us the truth and all this stuff, because we people, we're screwed.
Yes.
We know the power brokers.
Yes.
And George Carlin again breaks that down.
Yeah.
He said, forget the politicians, they're puppets. They're all just tools.
Yes.
There's the 1 or 2% that control the world,
Yes.
run the show, and you're never going to do it. So we're trying to give somebody
Right.
individual gifts, comic sense, humor, a sense of playfulness for their day-to-day living.
Yes.
In whatever city, town they're in, instead of going and want to warring and fight. You're not going to protest in the street. That's not going to do anything. You can't do that. It has to be, do you teach your students it has to be done individually?
What I teach my students is that if you know how to work as a family, in a group, things will work out. But if you try to do things individually on yourself, things will never work out. The reason being is that, say suppose there's a problem in this organization. I can't fight from outside the organization to make the organization right. I have to be in it. I have to be
I'm
in
not
it.
sure I'm understanding.
Right.
So,
In other words, say suppose this is a circle that has this organization,
yes.
and they are having issues and problems there.
Okay.
I'm outside. I cannot fight to put the problems right here. I have to be in the,
enter the family.
to really fight to put it right.
I see.
You know, so when and that's why we have an organization, and our organization has the rules for everyone.
They're applicable to everyone.
Yes,
And that family it has a name,
yes,
and the name is,
It's
can you
called-
use it?
yes. It's called Goju-ryu
Go to Ryu.
Goju-ryu Karate Do Seiwa-kai,
Oh, okay.
member of Japan Karate Federation Goju-kai,
Wow.
which is part of the member of the WKF World Karate Federation.
Okay, so
Yes.
yeah, but in other words, I know you. If you saw a fight in the street here in Los Angeles or in your travels, what would you do if a woman was being, mugged or something like that? Because since you're both the most sensitive, loving, generous person that's really practiced pulling the punch, as you would say,
Yes.
to not fight, but you're also a killer. So we joke about that
Right.
because I can joke about it with you. But what would you do? And would the people in your family likewise do the same thing to help outsiders that it's really none of their business, but you see something really ugly
Yes.
going down? Because
Yes.
most people, I don't want to get involved.
Yes.
They'll run the opposite way.
Well, that's for me. If I see something going on like that, I will go in between and talk that off.
You would first try and
Yeah, talk it
reason.
off. Yes,
right.
absolutely.
Right, right,
And that's the first thing I'll do.
right.
And then work from there.
Right.
From see which way it's going to go.
Yeah.
It depends on the person that's causing this problem.
Right,
So
right.
I'll try to like the one time I was driving and the guy cut me off and he started yelling and screaming,
Right.
So I stopped my car
Yeah.
and he stopped. And then all I did was say, you know what, if I made a mistake, I'm sorry.
Right.
Let's move on.
Did he still stay in that anger state?
No, what he did was, I got off the car and
You got out of the
out
car.
of the car because I didn't want to sit in the car. I
Okay.
said, if I made a mistake, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Although I knew I wasn't in the
Most
wrong.
people wouldn't get out of the
Yes,
car.
yes. But I knew that if I tackle him that way, and he's going to think for himself that he was yelling and screaming,
Yeah.
and all I couldn't do was I couldn't hear him, but I
Yeah.
can hear that.
Right. I know
You
what
know,
you mean.
yeah, right.
Right.
So he thought to himself, later on he said, oh shit, I'm sorry, I cut you off.
You just reversed. Yeah.
I'm sorry
Yeah.
I cut you off.
You remind me, well, I've had hundreds, thousands of stories. Again,
Yeah.
not being a martial artist, using my sense of humor. It doesn't always work, but it works, I'd say 50, 60% of
Right.
the time. So where my house was on Sunset in the Palisades,
Right.
up to the Pearl Dragon is about 2.5 blocks.
Yes.
Our little,
Right.
sushi place. Guy came around, turned. He was completely out of line. He's honking with what we call anger transference. You knew he was in a bad mood. He had plenty of room to make his move, and I didn't do anything that warranted his. But he was, maybe his wife had just kicked him in the balls. I don't know.
He had a bad day.
He
at
came
home,
around.
yes.
He's on the horn for an entire block. We get stuck, as fate would have it, a good fate, at the signal. I didn't get out, but I put my window down. He put his window down looking for more action, and fuck you, and a few
all
of
of that.
those. And what an asshole, a few names. I said, listen, I pulled a Fozzie of my own. I just said, whoa, whoa, whoa. I said, look, I just left my house. I said, it's 11 o'clock, and I'm going up to the mark. I bet if you and I had to talk over him because he still wanted to stay angry. I said, I bet if you and I went and had a beer right now, we could almost be friends, just like that. Something just caught a little smirk.
Yes.
A block later, we were there. I said, hey, pull over. They just opened for lunch. I live here. I'll buy you a beer. And sure enough, we had a beer. And we had this conversation. I got to hear why he was so angry. And I told him all the stories about, that's all we did, is share stories where I've been in the stupid position.
Yeah.
I was doing something out of line because I was in pain of some kind.
Yeah.
And I was transferring it to somebody else. It was not legitimate. It's almost like people are looking and waiting to go off.
Yes.
To find something to get angry about because the rest of their life is so shitty. And we can't do that any longer.
You know,
It doesn't work, does it,
No,
Fozzie, to transfer your pain to somebody else?
absolutely it does not work. You know what? There's nothing better to be kind. You know, there's nothing better. You know, we all have problems. Nobody can say they don't have problems.
No.
We all have problems.
Zero.
And how we handle it is
Yeah.
the most important. For me, is I tell people, they want to know how do I keep my age and stuff like that.
Yeah, why you look like you're 30 years
And I'm
younger than
still
you are. Yeah.
working out. I travel and teach all over the world.
Which
and
is
stuff
tiresome.
Like that. It's
Traveling
very
for me
tiresome.
is
You know,
tiresome.
If you look like last year,
Yeah.
you know, beside my school in
You're in 5 different countries.
right, you know, I'm teaching in Canada, coming back, and then 2 weeks later I'm flying to Italy and teaching in Italy.
Yeah.
I come back, and then another week or two I'm flying to Japan, and
Yeah.
from Japan I'm to Indonesia, back in Japan, back to LA, and then I'm back in Japan, and then to Dubai and South Africa, and then back here. And then from here, I'm going to teach the Pan American seminar in Ohio, and then come back there a week later. I'm flying to Mexico and teaching the Mexican seminar in Mexico and back here.
I'm just
So,
tired of listening to your
so-
schedule.
But the thing is, I love what I do.
Yeah.
I love when I see that people are so interested in learning what I teach, and that will carry them for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
You know, starting out from kids. I mean, I got a program called Karate for Inner City Kids.
Yeah.
It's a non-profit,
Right.
you know, and I go to the inner city kids in the schools and stuff like that, working with them, trying to keep them off the street gangs and drugs.
Same thing.
You know,
That's beautiful. Sports.
Yeah, I've
all
had
this.
lots of good stories with the kids as well, you know.
Do you know how important that is? And you're like me. This is the thing I loved you about. We actually haven't talked about this, but I talk about it with Ray and all the people I've ever known. They go, Daryl, you know, you're generous to a fault. Because I'm even generous with the thing that people are usually least generous with, which is money.
Yeah,
You know me.
yeah,
And it doesn't matter whether it's money, whether it's philosophy, psychology. We are here, and I do mean every single individual, and I don't care how downtrodden, I don't care socioeconomically. In fact, the lower you are down, I'm the son of an Italian barber.
yes,
So we're living in the Palisades on a wing and a prayer.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay? And you know when you came there from what
Yes.
you've come through.
Yes.
So we were not the wealthy ones in the Palisades.
yes.
We were at the low end of the totem pole.
yes,
And so my strength comes from using my gifts, my personality, my comic sense, my sense of humor, my sense of play to lift your fellow man.
yes.
And I do it when I'm in maximum amount of pain. I'll be rehabbing one of my knees or things, you know, all the injuries
Absolutely.
and stuff I went through.
Yeah.
And on my worst day, after I get a little of it under arrest,
Right.
and I can walk out, barely walk out of that,
Yes.
I will go out and make everybody else's day.
yes.
And by the end of that day, I almost feel ecstatic from helping and doing for other people. Now, what is that?
You know what?
Is that a ridiculous person?
You know what it is? It's when you give, and when it comes from the bottom of your heart,
Yeah.
that is worth more than anybody else could have in the bank.
It's so rewarding to me that I don't understand why everybody, many people do it,
Yeah.
but not enough.
But they never happy. They always jealous about this person is making this and this person is making that, and why can't I?
Maury. I call it Maury. Moreee, the Maury disease.
Yes,
You
yes.
can't have enough.
No, for me,
It's obnoxious.
no, for me, this is more important for me. My heart.
Yeah.
When I can give whatever I give in what I know in my martial arts,
Yeah.
helping people,
Yeah.
that's what matters to me.
Well, you
most.
have so many avenues to give through.
Yes, you know.
But if people practice more and more ways of giving,
yeah,
they would really shock themselves.
yes, you know.
Go ahead.
I came from the apartheid time of South Africa. I held the first multiracial tournament in 1975.
Do you know how important that is?
In a soccer stadium against the government of South Africa. And, you know, you can imagine. And then when I came with my family to the U.S., you know, I was working out in the park in Santa Monica and Ocean Avenue, Ocean Park, and in the beach, Santa Monica
Yeah, a
Beach.
whole different
all of that.
atmosphere.
And then all of a sudden, people are asking me, "Can I come and work out with you?" I'm saying yes, and that's how I started.
Yeah.
And then I had a school,
Right.
and then I became the president of my organization in the U.S.
Yeah.
And then I became the president for Pan America.
Yeah.
You know, schools all over Colombia. I was teaching and Mexico.
Right.
You know, all of that. And then I became the vice president for international.
Yeah.
I'm in charge of every country in our organization outside Japan.
Yeah.
I'm in charge.
Well, you know, we talk about one of our expressions is love is all the confidence you need. So you have so much love, and that also comes obviously from giving. When you build those kind of inner strengths, we're always talking about inner life,
Yes.
the inside job, which most people are afraid to do. They're afraid. This is why it's so hard to sell Comic Sense, to get people to look into the mirror and realize whatever their shortcomings, when you look in a mirror, if you don't like yourself or any single thing,
Yes.
you know, I remember I told Rain this story when I was in my 20s, probably my late 20s, early 20s. I didn't have to look in the mirror and be reminded that I was losing my hair. Everybody couldn't wait to tell me to make fun. Oh, Ruko, you're losing your hair.
Yes.
You know, especially athletes and all that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And so you quickly realize what gets people off is they're
Yeah.
trying to diminish you
Well-
in a way. And I mean, sometimes they're just having fun and screwing around, but not always.
But there's a reason for that too.
Go-
Absolutely, and I know what it is because see, I'm getting a little bit here, you know, here in my back.
little
and
thin on
I said,
top?
oh, I'm like, you know, I said, at least at my age, I have hair. What do you have? You have nothing in your head. So, you know. So,
Yeah,
but
it's
the
just-
thing is, I know what they're trying to tell you. Like, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
well, I told Ray, but we talk about this. So I use it as, tell me how you would, what's the term for reverse in martial arts? When somebody would say something like that, you know, oh yeah, I said, well, not only that, I got news for you. I just went to the doctor, my psychiatrist, I'm losing my mind. In other words, I would feed more into their wanting to put me down and just let it go.
Yeah,
It's just,
and I would, yeah, and
just to have fun
yeah,
with it.
yeah. For me, I said, hey, I'm so happy that you got hair there, but your stomach is not like what it used to be. But at least you got hair. You're fortunate,
You can go so many different ways.
So many different ways.
got
You can,
so many,
but in a nice way. Yeah. But
But it's. I'm just fascinated because the world that you came from and the worlds you travel to, how you always keep it, you can hear it in your voice. There's that calmness, that, and again, using, I forget Jason Stratman, I forget his name, this new, and there's so many of them. And he too, he'll try, in movies to do a little talking before he goes into his shindig.
Right.
And tears up, 37 people, which is preposterous. I mean, action movies have gone so over the top.
wow.
I really can't enjoy them anymore.
No,
I mean,
not
it's
me
one
too.
guy, and they could just shoot him, but instead they'll pull out a knife, they'll do all this other stuff and try and fight him when they're holding guns, or the
Guns.
guy next to him is holding 4 guns.
That's-
Or they'll stand in a circle
Yeah.
and wait for him to fight each one individually.
Well,
It's comedy.
But
I mean,
it is comedy.
It's comedy.
It is comedy. But the thing is that, see, that's how screwed up the people are. That makes them happy to watch. So
But yeah, I mean, I don't get it. Violence and aggression. In fact, now you maybe I can get your opinion on this. And by the way, I can and will in time correlate and connect. You can see the title of this book,
Yeah.
which I'm in a reference to,
yep.
The Spirituality of Comedy. Now, nobody thinks of comedy and spirituality. That's insane. Because I think that why is the Dalai Lama always smiling? Besides the fact that he's worth billions of dollars.
Of course, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but here, this is Conrad Lorenz suggests, in concluding his important study, you can answer this. In concluding his important study on aggression, the survival of civilization depends to a significant degree upon our capacity for humor. People who laugh together are less inclined to kill one another.
And it's so true.
And this book is loaded with that kind of material where nobody understands. So we did a couple shows, but not enough on the geography of you. So people could have been born in your situation and turned out to be killers, the worst of all. You made a choice.
Yeah.
You made a choice.
Yep.
Whatever you did in your life, because geography, and if you read, you're not Muslim, you're Hindu, or you're Hindu.
I'm born a Hindu, but for me, my religion, my temple is my heart.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. I respect every religion,
Yeah.
and what's in my heart will tell me who I am.
So who is the book? Like the Quran is for the Muslims, the Bible is for Christianity.
Right.
Is there a book for Hindu that they use as their Bible of sorts?
Yeah, it's called the Bhagavad Gita.
Badita.
Bhagavad Gita.
Oh, I've seen it spelled.
Yeah. It's one of the books that you can get some things from there.
But
as
we
well.
never see in the newspaper Hindus killing,
No.
bombing and strapping,
absolutely
programming
not. No.
10-year-old children to walk into a coffee shop and kill
mean,
somebody. How do you justify that in a book? I mean, I know people can interpret any book, any writing, any way they want.
Yes, and I don't know. For me, it's every religion has. And it comes to the same thing. It comes to this center. whether it's Muslim, this, that. But they take it to a different level. They think differently. Oh, my religion is the best, and your religion is like this.
No, I know.
You
It's
know?
always who's the best. The
And
best
this is
God,
no-
the best book.
You know what? There's my first question is, we all respect God, but did anybody see God? Nobody.
I've never met him.
Nobody.
Well, I met you. I'm pretty close.
Well, yeah. Well, we met each other, right? But nobody saw God.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
But so who writes all these books?
Yeah, right.
You know.
Well, I don't know. I heard a thing that the people that write history are the winners.
Right. Exactly.
Loser.
Yeah, and why there's so many editions of those books?
right. And renditions.
Yeah.
Well, actually, if you think about who are all the greats, Socrates, Jesus, all these people, there's no writings.
No.
They didn't do
No,
any writing.
they didn't do it.
I wrote one book and I stopped. I had 3, 4, 5 more books ready to go. I go, why? I said, I want to be like the greats.
Yes.
Why write a
Yeah.
book?
No. I mean,
I'll just espouse my silliness.
Right.
And nobody will get it, but that'll be fine. And I can die happy.
exactly. So, you know, but people take things so seriously without even thinking, you know. And I don't know how. For me, it's common sense. For me,
Yes.
You know, I always say, listen, everybody has common sense,
Yeah.
whether they use it or not.
Yes.
You know, and
But that's why we have comic sense, because most people don't use it.
Yes.
They don't
Yes.
use
No, they don't
common
use it.
sense. They really don't.
Yeah, no, they don't.
And we've lost it. And now, when you can push a button, these younger generations, to get an answer, they actually think, because they have some knowledge or can retain it,
Yes.
that they have life experiences, that
Right.
they know what they're talking about. No, you don't.
No.
You got to go out and live, man. You got to go face to face. You got to do some battle.
Absolutely.
You got to battle in art with the frustration.
Everything.
I'd spend 8 years playing the piano.
Yeah.
Every 1 year I'd get hurt.
Right.
And I got to find something else for
Right.
my energy. Just so happened,
Right.
piano, I fell in love with
Yeah.
it. I can't tell you how many times I slammed the piano on my fingers, the frustration, I'd
Right.
throw the music, I'd go through. But at the end of a year and a half, 2 years, I could actually play a few tunes.
Isn't it?
And the reward was so worth going through all the
Yes.
shit.
Yes.
It was just a marvel to develop those.
Today you hit a button and that music is playing.
Yeah, that's right. You know, I mean,
know,
it's like
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's why you ask a kid today, what's 1 + 1? They don't even know.
Oh yeah, I
What
got
is that?
I got a
What
great
is that?
story for that. This girl just graduated Pepperdine, and she said the tickets are $7. I was buying 3 tickets, whatever it was, $7 a ticket. So I gave her $30. 3 tickets, $7 a ticket, expecting $9 and change. So I hand her the $30. She's looking at me, and there's a line, so people are, like,
Waiting,
hurry
yeah,
up, hurry up.
waiting, yeah.
And she's hemming and hawing. And she goes, "Do you have another 10, sir?" And I go, "I'm sorry?" I said, "Why, do you need a 10?"
Yeah.
And we're having this little debate. And she goes, she finally figures it out. And I said, "Well, aren't the tickets $7 each, blah, 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 and 30? And the people standing behind me,
Right.
they're starting to go, oh God, they're starting to. Well, she drops her head. She felt so bad. She goes, "I hate to tell you what I'm about to tell you. I just graduated Pepperdine University." And I said, "Well, you better go back, or you better go get a simple book on mathematics 101. Fuck me."
Oh my, yes.
I mean,
it's so sad that we never used calculators in school before. We use this.
I know.
You know?
I know.
Yeah.
Well, how about the personal going through the experience of playing the piano? Of painting 20 paintings and failing, of falling down on your
Yeah.
butt in every sport till you can't take it anymore.
Yes.
That's if you don't have those experiences.
Life.
I mean, my God.
Yeah,
and go to
so-
all these cultures, getting
Yeah.
back to geography.
Yeah.
If you leave that certain part of the world
Yes.
where you were raised as a Muslim,
Yeah.
if you left this world where you were a Christian,
Yes.
I talk to my friends. I have a friend, you know Billy.
Yes.
Billy, I talk to him. He's a devout Christian
Right.
in Macomb, Mississippi.
Right.
Okay? And Billy is dogmatic. He's locked into the Christian thing. In fact, the other day, I said, I got worked up and I said, Jesus Christ. Oh, well, we can't use that person's name in vain or, all this stuff. I got a little lecture, to which I, of course, immediately apologized.
Right.
And I said, okay. I said, Billy, you know what? If that bothers you, I'm going to learn and try and control myself. But please, I had to follow it up with, I will really try and stop. I said, I've done it for so long, it just comes out. I don't mean it to be demeaning. I had to explain the whole thing. And 4 or 5 shows prior to that,
Right.
I went after the word, which is the big taboo, nigger. I said it,
Yes.
not the N word.
Right.
I said the word nigger. And then I referred to one of my early introductions to comedy, Dick Gregory,
Right.
the most wonderful, black, beautiful man. He smoked a cigarette while he did his comic routine. He helped more people than you could ever imagine.
Right.
But he wrote a book titled just that, Nigger.
Nigger.
Okay? And inside cover, Dear Mom, he wrote this, dedicated, Dear Mom, the next time you hear the word nigger, they're advertising my book. And that's using humor and comic sense to deflect, diffuse.
Diffuse. Yes.
Where we talked about it last week, Rain and I, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you. As corny as that is,
Yes.
that's what I heard.
People need to hear more of these things.
Well, now more than ever. I didn't start doing this podcast because I was happy. I did it like Larry Gelbart, some of the greatest writers. When they asked Larry, why Mel Brooks, all these great comedy writers come to you? He said, and why are you such a great writer of comedy? MASH, all these shows that
Yeah.
he did. He goes, I never leave anger. And he died at 70. And I think a lot of it, he said, Daryl, we talked endlessly on the phone. I met him about 6 months
Right.
prior to his departure. I was so hurt because he never let on that he had cancer. So we talked for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours on the phone.
Right.
And he just told me, he said, hey, Daryl. And I didn't even, this may sound dumb, but it's true. He said, well, get used to being the smartest person in the room. And I go, well, I'm not sure what does that mean? And then he said, no, when you know what you know and you have that attitude, you're going to feel like you're in a room all by yourself.
Right.
I said, well, that I've experienced. I said, I've been at a party of which I threw with 1,000 of the most prestigious people down to the bums.
Right.
You know the parties
of
we used
course,
to
yeah.
throw in
Well,
LA?
absolutely.
Nobody threw parties
No,
like we threw.
of course
And I
not.
just said, I've been in a room with 1,000 people and felt totally alone.
Yeah.
So I understand all that stuff. So you got to have what you said. You got to have an inside life.
Yes.
Without an inside life, people used to say when we were young, well, I'm going to find myself. I'm going to travel and find myself. And you'll know this. What's the great line? When you go up the mountain, you don't go up the mountain and come back with anything you didn't bring up there.
Yes.
Something like that?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
that-
And the thing is, as well, I always say that we are here, that we have to really think about us, that where we are, and we don't expect somebody else to do something that's like this and think that, oh, this is right. We have to think, oh, this is not right. This is the way we are. This is the way we feel, and this is the way we have to react to certain things. And this is how I teach, because everything when I teach comes from within.
Yeah.
Nothing is external.
Yeah.
everything is built from the inside out, not outside in.
Boy, do we need this. I mean,
Not outside in.
it's just,
right?
it has to. We're so afraid to lead with our heart.
Because only 6% of the world's population do breathe properly.
I'm one of those. I do not breathe remotely properly.
You know, you take when a child is born and the child has only with the diapers lying in the bed, what do you see moving? That's just the tummy.
Yeah.
Because that's the way breathing starts.
It's like great opera singers, right?
Yes.
Singers in general.
Yes.
Their diaphragm. They
Yes, the
learn to
diaphragm.
breathe
Absolutely.
so they can bellow out voices
Right,
and not lose their
right.
voice.
And
Yeah, I always
yoga.
wondered because they wanted me to be a singer because of my voice and all that. Well,
Right.
you know, I
Yeah, of
was for a
course, yeah,
while,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
played in a band and all that
Right.
bullshit we do.
Yeah.
But it's this inner life, and both your martial arts and what we're selling, comic sense, being more important than common sense. The reason that's also true, when your common sense for all of us lets us down,
Right.
to be a big enough man to say I'm wrong and apologize. And I heard, you know, I think even Nietzsche, a lot of these people, and you see certain politicians, I won't mention it, but you know who they are,
Yeah.
and they're more predominant now than ever.
Right.
You never admit that you're wrong.
No, they won't.
No, you will not. And when you have people, your so-called bullshit leaders, you know, I say this on every
Yes.
show, I've never voted.
Oh,
And I heard George Carlin's routine, which I love, just to remind me
Right.
how I'm in great company when it comes to never voting.
yeah.
He doesn't vote. In fact, he goes, oh, well, I stay at home while all you idiots go out and vote. And by the way, they've tried to sell as well. If you don't vote, you can't complain. And George Carlin is right, just like I am.
Yeah.
No, I have every right to complain because your idiot isn't any better than my idiot. You just want to be on a winning team and wear a red hat or a blue hat.
Yeah.
So fuck you. No,
There we
really.
go.
I'm sorry.
I totally agree with you.
It's
you know?
it's insane.
Yes, I don't care whether it's a red or a blue is there. If the person is fighting for the people, that's what I want to see.
The people, Fozzie, how
They
dare
fight-
you?
They
What
fight
people?
for themselves. That's what I'm saying. They fight for themselves. They cheat and lie to the people so they can benefit and become richer and richer
Okay.
and richer.
Exactly.
Sorry.
You're going to love this. So, we live in a world that worships logic, data, and reason, what we commonly call common sense.
Common sense.
Yet, some of the clearest insights humans ever experience arrive through humor. Our great comics that
Yes.
why are we laughing? The truth bell is ringing. And we've been starving for it because we were fed bullshit,
Yes.
lies, so much
Yes.
that it's piled over our hearts, souls, and heads. A joke can reveal truth instantly, while logic often requires explanation, defense, and debate. And we don't even debate anymore.
No.
I remember the old great
Yeah,
debates.
yeah,
You'd have a Republican, you'd have Gore Vidal
You-
against Buckley.
Those were different debates, man.
No, it's not a debate.
Yes, it's like
It's
crazy.
It's,
you know?
it's so
Yes,
black and
yes.
white, our world,
It's like-
when it's a rainbow. It's
Yeah,
all colors.
Well, you know, and that's why we are in this position
Boy,
today.
are we ever. Are we ever.
Yeah,
Are we ever.
yeah.
I mean, it's just, we could go on. Comic sense as a distinct form of intelligence. A friend of mine wrote this. Comic sense as a distinct form of intelligence, one that bypasses ego, collapses false certainty, and reveals really through perception rather than argument. Comic sense is not about being funny, it's about seeing clearly. comedy, criticism, and clarity.
Clarity.
So another thing that kids can't, and this hypersensitive, they can't take a hit, no criticism. Neither can our so-called president.
Yes, absolutely.
You say boo to him, he'll fire you.
Yeah.
And I said it on last week's show. What he needs, our king, because that's really what he is and wants to be,
Yeah.
needs a jester. And a jester that I'll actually listen to,
Yeah.
to give him some logic, reason, common sense, and tell him, why don't you just change a few little things in your personality, and I bet you could win over
Oh,
the
yes.
blue hats.
Absolutely.
He
absolutely.
could do,
Absolutely.
take whatever jokes and personality he does have and go, Donald, you're almost dead. Don't go out greedy and piggish and wanting to be a hero and all. Do something to help this planet. You'll be so much more beloved in your immortality, because he's worried about his immortality.
Oh.
Why don't you do something to raise consciousness, to help consciousness, instead of think of you and your lousy self?
Self. You know what it is? It's because he's selfish.
He's so selfish. He's blind.
Yes.
He's as blind as a bat.
Yes. And the thing is that with him, see, okay, I'm in charge of all the countries outside Japan. I work for them, sort of,
Yeah.
making everyone successful.
You may be the head guy,
Yes.
but you're
I work
working for them.
I'm making them, I want to make them successful.
You're the president and you're
Yeah.
working for them.
For making them successful.
That's correct.
This is what every president should be doing, not for themselves,
It's that simple.
you know.
I talk about it through sports. If you're the team captain, you're Michael Jordan, you know what your job is? To lift every person on that team's game.
Yes.
I said it. I knew on every team, every team sport I played, I made everybody else play up to their capability.
Yes.
You ain't gonna play up to mine.
Yeah, no.
You can't go, they can't be Michael Jordan.
No.
But they can be from down, they can be Scottie Pippen,
Yeah.
they can be down, the
Yeah.
next thing, but play up to, and Michael knew. He knew when somebody wasn't holding up their end.
Well, yes.
You don't need the coach to
No.
bench him.
No.
I'll bench him.
Right.
One way or the other.
Oh.
I'll say, get this guy off the court. He's fucking up our game.
Yes. And the same thing is with every organization, whether it's the president of the state, the country, whatever.
CEO of any
the
corporation,
CEO of the
it doesn't matter.
corporation, they work to make everybody else better.
Yes.
So they can stand up.
Yeah. So as greedy as they are,
Yeah.
if they were really smart,
Yeah.
if everybody from the bottom
Yes.
was enjoying and wanted to be part of that team,
Yeah.
they'd get more performance.
Absolutely.
They'd make just as much, if not more money.
Yes. Absolutely.
Even if they paid them what they deserve,
Yeah.
they'd still make more money.
Absolutely.
And their company would grow.
Yes.
It's that simple.
Yes.
And
yes.
I'm not a businessman.
No.
But that's just logic and reason.
But if
to-
you share, it will last forever.
Yes,
But if you don't, it can only last a certain period of time.
That's right.
And it's done, finished.
that's right. That's right.
So, you know,
Yeah, it's beautiful stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just,
like
and we could keep going, and maybe
like-
we should. You're not tired yet, are you?
oh,
I mean, how long have we been? I don't know how long
I
we've
don't.
been
It
here.
doesn't matter when it comes to stuff like this.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. Because it
let's
means
see.
a lot.
Well, it does mean a lot. And I like talking like this, even though, because it's all, we don't edit this.
No,
We're
we know
just
this
talking.
not from today, Brother Daryl.
They're
we
not
know
like
this from
this.
a long time.
Not like this.
Yeah.
These are tools that people can
Yeah.
use in their everyday life.
They need it.
You'll be able to respond to this. Well, they definitely need it. By contrasting comic sense with common sense. Humor is actually, you need to know this because I just found this out. Humor is one of the number one cognitive, if not the cognitive tool. There's a term that I also learned in critical thinking, which I'm going to start referencing that book, because in critical thinking, this book, every page is dedicated to what I would call a definition of comic sense, because they call it metacognition. So metacognition is just you and me throughout the day, where our mind has a hesitation, a stall, where we go, you could get in the car and you just did something, you said something to someone that was maybe a little, got your attention when you got in the car. You said, oh shit, what did I say to her? What did I say to him? Did I say the right thing to my boss? So metacognition is a short form of second guessing yourself, which is beautiful. So instead of second guessing yourself to death, which most people do, they beat up on themselves too long.
Right.
We're trying to cut down the duration.
Yes.
Metacognition is that. You can sit in the car, park it, pull over to the side of the road, think about it till you really grasp it and say, oh, wow, tomorrow, actors do this, you do this. The same thing in martial arts.
It's interesting, yes, absolutely.
It's in everything.
Yes, in everything.
It's in a male-female relationship.
It's like what we did when we talked early on about when we were driving in the car.
Yeah.
We, all of a sudden, we didn't blame the other person, we didn't take the blame, but we did it in such a way that we came together.
Yeah, we took, there's a simpler way to say it. I have a friend, he's a doctor. He's going through a bitter divorce. They're selling one of the most breathtaking houses with multi-million dollars worth of art, beautiful stuff. He had a vineyard. It's in Rancho, whatever, up here. Just heavenly. He's a doctor that cares. His wife, unfortunately, very bitter divorce. There's, of course, a kid involved. And the kid, of course, is screwed up.
Yep.
What choice does he have?
Who's suffering is a kid.
He's suffering as a kid, and he's torn between.
Right.
And this is why divorce is just so grotesque.
Yes.
It's so sad.
Yes.
I wish people would give it more thought, but there's nothing you can do. People change.
Yep.
People change.
Yes.
And by the way, we're talking about change.
Yep.
I'm not afraid of change.
No, me too.
As long as it's for the better.
Better.
That's my expression.
You can never change.
Not afraid of change,
No.
long for the better.
It has to be.
So everybody got on me about technology.
Right.
I said, well, wait a second. This TikTok, social media, all this stuff, a lot of this, have you looked at the negative aspects of it? Oh, no. They just enjoy it. You got to have the new toy. They'd stand in line for days to buy the new phone, Are you out of your mind? No. Yes. Question? We are out of our minds.
Yes.
So indirectly,
Yes.
Comics seem like they're out of their mind.
Yeah.
They're not.
They're not,
actually
no.
trying to put you back in
Trying
a
to
state.
help you. Yes, to bring you back to your senses. Yeah.
We trust common sense, logic, intelligence. Humor is entertainment for yourself. When you learn to laugh at yourself, you're going to have so much fun. It's such liberation.
It's so happy.
It makes you so. And other people don't want to be around you if you're a pain in the ass.
No.
Low life bitching and whining and complaining.
I don't want to be around people like that.
No.
Why should I?
Make your criticism.
Yes.
I'm not afraid of
Yes,
criticism. I'll
absolutely.
critique anything and everything,
Right.
and I'll make my bitch.
Yes.
But I ain't gonna beat the horse to death.
Yes.
I'm gonna make it. If you want to listen to it, fine. But hey, I wanted to call this show "Help Me, Help." Just help.
You know what, Daryl? You should be out there because from the time I met you, you can walk into a room that nobody's talking to each other.
Right.
And when you walk in, you know everybody,
Well,
within a few minutes.
you know,
and
you're the
everybody's
same
smiling
way.
and
Look,
talking to your side. You know,
when a light, I'm not afraid. This is I'll compliment my. When a light walks in the room,
yeah,
usually everybody goes like this. They put their hands over. The light's too bright,
right.
so all the cockroaches scatter.
Scatter.
So it's one way to qualify. If the cockroaches scatter,
Yeah.
or some of the cockroaches stick around, and those are the ones that try and put me down.
Down. Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I had a guy. He's a famous actor. I'll tell you. This is a great story. It's funny how it always reminds me of a story.
Sure.
Telling you to say, you know who Michelle Pfeiffer? She's
Yes,
an
of
actress.
course,
Okay,
yeah.
well, beautiful,
Yeah,
obviously.
oh.
Okay, so I don't care if the guy hears it. I don't need to use her name, but she was married to this guy for 7 years before she became, and around the time she became Michelle Pfeiffer.
Right.
He was also an actor. Okay. He ended up moving to the Palisades. We fixed him up, my friend Sinjin and Patty really fixed him up, with a girl, taller, incredible figure. Anyhow, breathtaking. So he was really excited and younger than Michelle at this time. So we fixed this actor up. There were 6 of us. We went to one of the beach clubs. Okay. So I get there, this guy immediately, we're sitting having dinner, he gets in my face and starts with the hair, and he said, yeah, you look so much better with hair and all this stuff. And I'm thinking, why is this guy on me?
On you,
This is how he's impressing his blind date that we fixed him up with? Just like this. And I'm going, this is the insecurity, not just of actors, of human beings.
Yes.
They don't realize, guys, don't be a dodo bird. You just show what an asshole, jerk off you are. And if you're with a girl that has half a brain, she's not going to want to be with your
No,
sorry
absolutely
ass.
not.
I don't care how good looking, how ripped you are. I've been ripped, zipped, everything else. It's hysterical.
he just brought himself down.
It's so
You
stupid.
know?
These games, I mean, I even get like the willies. Look at my hair on my arm, telling these stories. They're so childish. And I mean, we were all on our like 40s or late 30s. And I mean, this is not.
Well, well, that's what I'm talking about. You know, we all have common sense, whether we can use it or not. You know.
It works. I'm just looking for stuff because I have so much stuff that I want to talk to you about. It's such a pleasure to have you to run all this stuff by, but it's just one day we'll share some of the
Absolutely.
bakery stories
Always,
with our Vazzy had a crew of characters. It was like the Breakfast Club. They showed up every day to have your great donuts. He had a donut shop too. What's better than donuts and coffee? Getting buzzed on coffee and all the sugar. It was like psychotherapy.
Yes.
To start your day, just all the guys talking over one another because they were so happy to be there.
I mean,
they couldn't wait.
No, they
6:30, 7 in the morning.
They were
they'd
there.
get up to get
Yes.
to come and just.
And the beauty of it, Daryl, you know, there was quite few of them in different times. They were like, okay, now I'm out off the donuts. I'm gonna, you know, but they will still come in.
Oh yeah.
Just to get the day started.
Yeah, the conversations,
Because
the stories.
It starts off right.
Yeah, it was. Instead of going to a bar to commiserate and get drunk, they'd start early in the morning and share their story and feed off your energy.
Yeah.
That's the good thing. We don't mind, you and I. You know, with the adage, you give what you can afford.
Yeah.
We give so much because we can afford a lot. I mean, heart, soul, everything else. And well, I just hope I hope this show, I hope what we're doing, I hope people realize that generosity and giving and caring and daring and sharing and taking risk and taking chances and practicing the 3 C's. Criticism is very important to have clarity. And comedy, guys, all comedies, watch them carefully. They mirror back all human behavior. Do you realize, I think we could, and I may be low, I think we could eliminate, and comedy and common sense can eliminate 20-30% of psychotherapy.
Oh,
I don't think people are as sick as they've been sold, told, shoved down their throat,
yes.
their parents, this and that. People are stronger than they think.
Yes.
And I'm banking on that truth.
Yes.
I really am.
No, I totally agree.
You
with
must see it a lot.
I totally agree. And I know that a lot of kids, doctors, would send their kids to my school for martial arts.
Yeah.
So we'll help them in the problems that they have
That is
with
therapeutic.
ADHD and all of that.
Yeah.
You know.
And the confidence they
and
get
the
through
confidence
that.
They get through that.
Well, let alone, you said it, breathing. I mean, if I haven't taken a good deep breath in 40 years
Yeah.
because of what I see. And it's so funny because in so many ways I'm very sensitive. Well, I can't watch the nightly news or read a newspaper in 40 years. And I watched it last night.
Yeah.
No, I watched it last night. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
The first 2 stories was Trump bypassing Congress and Congress allowing it whenever
What's this
he
country gone
made a
to?
unilateral decision. I'm not, again, I'm not in the politics.
or not?
Well, you have to be blind.
That's what I'm talking about.
You don't discuss it with anybody,
Yeah.
and we're just going to do this. And now because somebody in his ear said, "Hey, Trump, you better slow it down. Gas prices are going up."
Yeah.
And you keep telling everybody, "Oh no, the economy's getting better every day. Food's not going up. I'm the greatest thing in the whole world. Can't you see?"
People cannot see that he's lying.
I don't know. I
don't
don't care.
get it.
I know
don't
he
get it.
protects the money people
Yeah.
and the few, and he's a
Yeah.
puppet. But
It's not about.
my God,
Oh my God.
people at some juncture, you got to start caring about somebody.
Yeah. No.
Anyhow, now I'm pissed off. No, I'm just kidding. But I love. Thank you.
Oh,
I'm
thank
so glad you're in town for this, and
Daryl.
when you come in,
Yeah.
please do it more often.
Of
and
course, man.
we have a goodbye. We say
Yeah.
it's part of my LLC.
Hello.
That's our goodbye thing. So you can't say a word afterwards. No, you can say whatever you want.
I love you, Daryl.
Keep the change.
Yes.
I don't laugh because life is easy. I laugh because I see the mind can sell you stories, then charge you rent to be free. They call it normal to panic, to worship the loudest fear. But a thought becomes a prison the moment you hold it near. So I ask one honest question, not to win, just to wake. Is this truth I'm believing, or just memory and ache? I use humor like a flashlight in a room full of certain lies. Comic sense isn't comedy, it's sight with a smile in its eyes. Critical thinking is mercy, consciousness is breath and release. If you can laugh at the story, you can finally step into peace. Sometimes I'm quiet and listening to a child asking, is love safe? I don't fix him with answers, I stay and give him space. So laugh, not to escape, but to see what's always been true. Nothing real is against you, and life is quietly loving you. Does my smile confuse you or remind you you're here? Does my smile confuse